alaikum. How are all of you today? Are you all waiting every day, every evening for 5:30 so that you could get on to Katha with Karadi and see what's in store for you? Hey, where are all of you? I'm waiting. So today is the 27th of April. And my God, which day of the lockdown is it? I think it's the 34th or the 35th day of the lockdown. Hey guys, welcome all of you. Advika, hey Ashwati, nice to see you here. Welcome. Preeti and Manisha. So let's wait for all the gang, the usual suspects to come and join us at 5:30. Well, it's past 5:30, but let's wait for a few more people. And then I am going to make a few announcements. Hi, Vinaya and Karunya. Hi, Shama. Good evening, everyone. Radhika, Geeta, and all of you others who are not commenting or saying hi, but are watching and are eagerly waiting for this storytelling session to begin and thinking, why can't this Shobha ma'am go away from here so that we can get to the story fast? You will. Just a few more minutes, okay? Let's just wait until a few more people join in. And it's 5:33 now. And what I want to say is today, even though the announcement earlier had said that we would be showing you an animated book today, you remember the story with Lavanya Karthik, the story about the little fish who wanted to fly. You remember that? And how midway through the story, the internet connection failed. And much as we tried to bring Lavanya back on again, we simply couldn't. And we tried it again the next day just to be sure. But even then, her was not strong. So what we asked her to do, because I don't like to have a story left midway. Do any of you like to have a story half told? We all like to know how the story ends, right? And I really wanted to know, does the fish fly? Or does it get demotivated by all its friends and decides to just stay in the ocean? We needed to know the ending, right? So what we told Lavanya was, Lavanya, please read the story, record the story and send it to us. So even if your internet is bad, we will show the recorded version to all our wonderful viewers and friends. So that's the reason I'm here, to tell you that now you're going to listen to the story of Fly Little Fish, which has been written by Lavanya Karthik. Now, a little bit about Lavanya Karthik. Yes, Lavanya Karthik. Lavanya Karthik has written 4 books for us. The first one being Lion's Feast. You remember Lion's Feast? Do you remember the Lion's Feast? It was the one which Nandita Das read along with her son. Yeah. And then she has written Fly Little Fish. And then she's written another book called Starstruck, which is what I wanted her to read today. But there's time only for one story. And then there's another story which is not yet published. It's stories about the river of India. And I'm so excited about that book as well. Apart from being a writer, Lavanya is also a really fine illustrator. And she's also illustrated 2 books for us. One is called Tit for Tat, and the other one is Starstruck. Fabulous, funny illustrations. And I think she's as good an illustrator as she's a writer. And then there's another fact about Lavanya, which I discovered not too long ago, is the fact that Lavanya is also a runner. She runs all these marathons in Mumbai. And she's so fit. And every time I see her, I ask her, how do you do it, Lavanya? And she says, Shobha, it takes a lot of training. So if any of you are marathon runners or want to be marathon runners, Lavanya is the person to consult on it. Yes. Now the illustrations for this really beautiful book, Fly Little Fish, which Lavanya is going to tell us about, is done by two people. One is a really wonderful young boy called Satvik Gade, and he's done another book for us called The Case of the Stolen Smells. Wonderful story again, but that we'll talk about later. But this one, Fly Little Fish, he sent us in these fabulous drawings. And then we decided that we wanted the fishes drawn like in a very traditional folk artist style. And we had with us, working with us at the time, a very, very talented young girl who was a designer with us. Her name is Ashwati. And Ashwati's, hi Ashwati, say hi. Ashwati is with us today, joining us. And Ashwati sat and painstakingly took all these outlines that Satvik had given us and filled them in with beautiful, beautiful line drawings. They were like Madhubani and Mithila folk art all coming alive. So when Lavanya reads you the story, make sure you note the illustrations, yes? So are we all ready to listen to Lavanya tell the story? Do you want me to go away? I am going away, but just one more thing. We've got lots of contest entries, and we will make the announcement of who's going to win the drawings and the songs, who's the winner of all this on the last day of Katha with Karadi, which is on the 30th. Also, on the 30th of April, the discount, the 40% discount, which is on our website, will come to a close. So any of you who are wanting the books, please go and buy several beautiful books, not just the ones you've heard the stories of, but several others on our website. And then now is tomorrow's. Tomorrow we will be showing you an animated book. The story is called The Bookworm. It's about a boy who loved to read, His name is Sesha Sai. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But today, are we all ready for the story? Yes, please start it, Sheena. I agree. Let's start it. Come on, Lavanya. The floor is yours. Arun, can we bring Lavanya in? Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Lavanya. I'm here as part of Katha with Karadi, which is a series of sessions brought to you by various authors, illustrators, storytellers, based around books published by Karadi Tales. Now, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions throughout my session because I hate talking to myself and I know you're out there listening to me. So even as we wait for people to join in, I can see that slowly people are coming in. I'm going to ask you a few questions and I'd love for you to answer them by typing your answers out in the comments. So my first question, what is your favorite Karadi Tales book? It doesn't have to be mine, though I know I've written a few, but do tell me your favorite Karadi Tales book and start off by typing it out in the comments. And I may not be able to reply with an answer right away, but I promise I'm going to come back at the end of the session and read all the responses you've written and maybe even leave a comment or two of my own. So that was my first question. But now, my second question. Are you bored? Are you fed up? Sick of being stuck indoors because of this lockdown? I know I am. And I know lots of people have been telling you, chin up, cheer up. It's all for the best and you have to stay indoors. Of course we do. The safest, smartest thing right now is for us to stay indoors and away from people we don't know. But it can get tiresome. I know we can be angry. Apart from being bored, you get cranky. Even TV starts to get boring. And who knew? You're probably even missing school right now, aren't you? So, here's my second question. What's your name? Which city or town are you from? And one word to describe how you're feeling right now. In my case, Lavanya. I'm from Mumbai. And I'm a little cranky because of how I am stuck at home. I can't go out. I can't meet my friends. So go ahead in the comments. Give me your name, the town or city you're from, and one word to describe how you're feeling right now. It doesn't have to be a happy word, unless of course you are feeling happy. If you're cranky, you're angry, go ahead, let me know. Now, there's not much we can do about being bored and cranky, but we can try to keep ourselves occupied at home. And one fantastic way to do that is books, of course. As part of, and because of the lockdown, seeing as how most of you are, you can't get out or be with your friends, Karadi Tales has some lovely offers. For one, you can get a lot of their books as free downloads right now, or at very, very attractive discounts. So please do go and check out their website to see what books they have on offer. In fact, they even have books written specially for the lockdown. Did you know that? There are at least 2 very famous characters that I can think of who've got lockdown special books written about them. So if I was you, I'd hurry there after this session, of course. I'd hurry on over to the website and see what characters these are. But now to get back to my session, I was talking about how we can keep ourselves occupied during the lockdown. And of course, one way is books. Another way is trying to learn something new. Have any of you tried that? Have you done something new that you've never done before? Something that's of course safe and appropriate and your parents approve of it, and something that you have to do indoors, of course. What have you tried doing? Here are some of the things I've done. Believe it or not, I've learned to skip on one foot with a skipping rope. I've learned that I can make curd out of, wait for it, groundnuts. Did you know that? You can take groundnuts and chilies and get curds out of it. And I didn't just stop there. I've learned how to bake with this new strange curd that I made. So who knew? Something new that I've learned. Just tell me, that's my next question to you. Is there something new you've learned in the course of this lockdown? Let me know again in the comments. And while you're writing that, let me slowly get this book up and let's start with the reading that's scheduled for today. Today's book is called Fly Little Fish, and it's about a little fish who does indeed try something new. She listens to her own heart and she focuses on this little dream that she has, and what happens next is what we'll find out through the course of this book. So let's begin. Fly Little Fish, written by me and illustrated by 2 very talented artists, Satvik and Ashwati. So let me open the book so you can get a good look at the pictures. There's our little fish. There's our heroine. And there she is again in full color. And now we see her at home. And there's little fish looking up at the sky and looking at the birds flying high above. And she says, I wish I could fly. And at once, Mama Fish turns up and says, Fly? Little fish, fish don't fly, we swim. If I was you, I would focus on just learning how to swim properly. And then Papa Fish paddles by and he says, Fly? You can't fly, little fish. Fish aren't meant to fly. We are meant to swim. And there's little fish. And does little fish look like she believes Papa and Mama? She's got a very strange expression. So let's see what she does next. Little fish probably tells her Papa, ooh, but the sky looks just like water. And doesn't it? It is blue. It does look beautiful. And there's Papa Fish frowning and saying, no, you can't fly. And now little fish listens to her mother and her father. But then as she watches a bird fly by, she tells herself, flying does look a lot like swimming. And wings do look a lot like fins. So what do you think she does next? Does she start flying? Not quite. Because now a new set of characters show up. And these are her friends. There is the angler, that nice chubby fellow there. And the angler says, you can't fly. The sky is too high. And there's Octopus. And the octopus says, you can't fly. It's too far away. And there's Turtle. And Turtle doesn't use too many words. He says, impossible. That's Turtle for you. And there's little fish who who listens to all the things her friends have said to her. And then little fish decides to try flying anyway. And there we have her, little fish trying to fly. So there she starts. She huffs and she puffs. She takes a jump. She tries to flap her fins, and whoops, falls all the way down. Flying isn't that easy, is it? But does she stop trying? You think she stops, or do you think she continues? Quickly, tell me in the comments. A thumbs up if she does keep trying, and a thumbs down if you think she should give up. Go on, tell me. She doesn't stop trying. That's our little fish. Fish don't fly, fish swim, says everybody as they watch her with horror and amazement. And someone's rolling their eyes and someone's slapping their forehead saying, "What are you doing, little fish? Be a fish. Don't try to be something you're not." And little fish, look at her, face fully focused. She's concentrating on flying and flapping her fins. She hasn't given up, has she? Little fish would not give up. She kept leaping in the air. She kept flapping her fins. But the sky still seemed so far away. So far away. And there are these birds all watching her, looking amazed and surprised, and probably all shaking their heads saying, "No, what a terrible thing. Poor fish, she's not going to make it, is she?" You think she's going to make it? Let me take a little peek. You think she's going to make it? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Well, until one day. There's our little fish. Oops, sorry, I've got a little paper here. There's little fish, and oops, where do you think she's headed? She's gone up. She's gone straight out of the water. She's gone up, and where do you think she's going next? Ooh, she's gone even higher. And there's Mama Fish and her father, Papa Fish. And there are all kinds of, there's jellyfish and there's a turtle, there's a crab, all of them watching in wonder. And there's little fish silhouetted against the sun, flying higher and higher. And where do you think she goes next? Why, there she is soaring over the jungle. And all her animal friends now are waving and cheering her on. There's a bird, there's a little monkey, and there's an amazed looking elephant, and there's a very, very amazed looking giraffe as well. And all of them cheering her on. In fact, you can cheer her on too. You can wave your arm and say, "Go little fish, go little fish," right where you're sitting. I can't hear you. Louder, louder. That's good. So go little fish. And where do you think she goes next? You think she's going to go back home? Shall we see? Shall we turn the page? Not quite yet, because now she's flying with the birds. Can you spot little fish? Did you see where she is? Yes, there she is. She's practically become a bird herself. And after this, where do you think you think she's headed back home? Not quite, because now she's out in space, flying even higher, flying past the moon, flying past billions of stars, all the way out of Earth. She's just flying, going higher and higher. And finally, coming right back home, where her friends are waiting for her. And she's returned home after her flight. She's happy to be a fish. She's happy, and her family and all her fishy friends are so delighted to see her. But do you think she's the same fish? Or do you think she's different after that flight? And that's not all. Because watching fish change and become something, there's a little bird flying overhead. And little bird says, "I wish I could swim." So, tell me, is there something you've wanted to do? Have you ever had a little wish, just like little fish? Or have you had a big wish, and have you had people tell you, "That's not going to work, that's impossible, that's too high a thing to aim for. Just be who you are, just be yourself." Of course, one should be oneself, but maybe, like little fish, you could try small, you could start practicing doing small things and seeing where they take you. Listen to your heart and follow your dreams. And just like little fish, the sky is the limit for dreams that you have. So I hope you enjoyed that story. And if you did, let me know in the comments. Send me a thumbs up or a meh, or perhaps 2 thumbs ups if you really liked it, or if you think you're just like little fish. And now that you've read the story and you've taken a good look at little fish, perhaps you'd like to do some activity sheets. Along with this video, you're going to see links to some downloads that you can take, that you can use and solve puzzles or solve a maze or solve a word jumble, which are all part of the downloads. Now, maybe you're going to say, no, it's a lockdown. Where am I going to get a print? I don't have paper. What am I going to do? How am I going to solve these things? To which I will say, of course you can solve them. You don't need to take a print. In fact, save some paper. What you can do is download those files and then open them on your father or mother's computer and then quickly take a screenshot. And once you have a screenshot on your phone, you don't even need a pen. You just need your finger as a pencil, and you can use the doodle option on your dad or mom's phone and draw away. And not more than that, I would love to see what you've made. So once you've finished solving those puzzles, please do post a picture in the comments so I can come back and see what you made. Yes? But now if some of you say, I don't want to do an activity sheet, I want to do something else. I am an artist. I want to learn something artistic. Well, to you, I say, right on. Would you like to learn how to draw little fish? Or maybe little bird as well? Well then, grab a paper, grab a pen, and I'm going to show you how to draw little fish. So, if you're ready with your paper or pencil, you start and you draw it along with me. But if you don't have a paper and pencil, that's quite all right. You can always replay this video the next time that you're ready with paper and pencil and draw along with me watching a recording. Yes? So, let's begin. The sweetest part of little fish is her face, is a little smile. So, I like to start by drawing her smile. I always like to draw that. There's a very sweet smile. And then, can you see? All right. And then, you draw her back, which is just a curve. And then you draw her tummy, which is another curve. Did you get that? I'm sorry, I'm drawing at a slight angle, so it may be a little wonky. And there goes her tail. She's got a very sweet tail with 3 fins on it. That's her tail. And now she has a fin on her back. So that's her back fin. And what's left? She's got a fin on her tummy as well. So here's her tummy fin. Are we missing something? What's missing? Her eyes. So let's give it a nice big bright eye. And there, the eye on the other side, which is a little smaller. But there you go. That's my version of little fish. And you can give her a few lines like this. There are 3 lines on her body. And there's little fish. And you can draw the water below her. And clouds, which is where she's headed. There's our little fish flying high above the water. So go ahead. I would love for you to draw this on a piece of paper. Add your best colors, make her as colorful as possible, and then post a picture in the comments with your name so that I can come and see. I can see your little fishes too. And I promise I'll leave a little comment when I see your artwork. We do have time, so shall we learn to draw little bird as well? Let's begin. Little bird, excuse me because it's a little wonky here. Well, with little bird, I like to start with a circle for her head. And then a nice sharp beak sharp beak. And then her neck. Now I like to draw her wings. And there's the other wing, the wing on the other side. And now we draw her tummy. So you just draw a curve like this. It's a very simple curve. And lastly, her tail. What's missing? Her eyes. Okay, her eyes. Something else missing. Her feet. There you have it. Little bird and little fish. And perhaps since little bird wants to swim, maybe we can draw some water for her too. There you have it. Little fish and little bird. So go ahead, draw these for me, add some color and post them in the comments so that I can take a look as well. So I'll see you soon, perhaps in a different session. Or perhaps post-lockdown at one of your schools. I do look forward to doing that. I look forward to reading all the comments you leave. So please do go ahead. I would love to see the answers to the activity sheets as well as these drawings. And also don't forget to rate the Karadi Tales Facebook page. And do come in every day for the rest of this month for more sessions like this one. I hope you enjoyed this session. I know I did. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.